Hello, my paisanos! It's me, Super RJ, and welcome back to another super discussion. It's been a while, so let's do this today's topic. So today's topic on super discussion is why is Dreamworks is not Disney's biggest rivals anymore? Well, I'll give you one simple word. It's because me Dream. Actually, here's the answer. It's because DreamWorks is gaining mediocre. That's what I say. People may not know that DreamWorks is getting mediocre. I mean, DreamWorks used to be like fine around the days. It used to be known as Disney's biggest rivals around before Warner Bros. Became Disney's rival. But here's the thing: DreamWorks used to have some fantastic movies, such as the Shrek movies, the movies they made with Artman, and Peabody and Sherman and all the others. But around the time, like after like Peabody and Sherman, DreamWorks has been gone to mediocre, which is known as their latest one was Home. Now, I did watch this at home at theaters, and after I watched it, it was okay but boring. But to come to think of it, I was very fond of the movie very off that wasn't that okay. I mean, it is okay, but it's just all over the place. Just kind of gets irritating. It does has some problems, like uh oh, the alien is obnoxious because his language is grammar misspelling, and the whole more about making mistakes is getting all over the place and all that. And also, the movie gets so very bland and boring, not that funny. But don't get me wrong, there are some good DreamWorks movies, such as, of course, Kung Fu Panda 3, which I'll review that soon. And of course, there's Peabody and Sherman. And now I notice that DreamWorks making a fifth Shrek movie. Are you serious? I just don't think it would be a good idea to make Shrek 5. As much as I love Shrek the Final Chapter, which is my favorite Shrek movie, I don't think they should make Shrek 5, which I also heard might be making Madagascar 4, but that's another topic for another time. And also, the new trailer of DreamWorks' latest new movie known as Boss Baby, I have to say, why? Why the DreamWorks thought this might be a good idea? Why to have Alec Baldwin play as the baby? Just as why they made the baby talk and acts like a a douche executive person in the office? Why? Just why? Also, here's another thing about DreamWorks. Now, you know DreamWorks as much as I do. Sure, DreamWorks is also part of my childhood. I used to like DreamWorks a lot, but I barely even care about DreamWorks. Around the time, DreamWorks had keep making deals with Netflix, and they keep making spin-offs of most of their movies and make it to their own series, such as the Puss in Boots series, which is not that. Which I admit that the Puss in Boots Netflix series wasn't that bad. And another thing is that now DreamWorks not interested in making TV shows, or Netflix shows you want to call it, but they're just not really that interesting. I mean, like for example, Dino Trucks. It's mostly for little kids, like age of like say 4 to 8. It's I mean, I know DreamWorks is supposed to be animation for like kids and family, but come on, it's just DreamWorks is starting getting from a program show for little kids. I mean, I understand that DreamWorks used to work with like Big Idea with the help of VeggieTales. I'm not too bothered by, which I still love VeggieTales as a kid, but it's just kind of weird when DreamWorks decided to make something creative, but they decided to make something like for old TV series instead of making movies. It just doesn't really work. And also, here's another issue: is that remember what I said about the DreamWorks now making a deal with Netflix by having their DreamWorks having their own series on Netflix? That's the problem. with his new DreamWorks series, such as Dawn of the Croods and the Home series, which I wasn't very interested in because I just know these shows might be mediocre. In fact, I think the Netflix series Home was gonna be awful because it must be much more boring and tedious as the original movie. Heck, even the animation in Home, it looks ugly. The animation is just too bright. I was like, can you just tone down the color? And the design of the characters look hideous. I mean, why can't they have the original design of the characters? Why is DreamWorks decided to make their why is DreamWorks decided to make these TV shows based on their movies, but makes that style? But then they decide not to make them look like they originally know as CG. They decided to make them look like hand drawn. It's just like I did with Peabody and Sherman show. Which, by the way, that Peabody and Sherman show I watched, it was awful. The new one is not good. They didn't even do the. They're not even like do what they did in the original cartoon as education. It's just Peabody and Sherman having their own TV reality show. It's still awful. I mean, why do they have that there? I know I'm going off track, but let's get back to it. So anyway, with they have the little thing. They have its charming and has some characters and has the settings. But sometimes when their new series was such as Dawn of the Croods and Home and Puss in Boots, it doesn't fit very well. I mean, it barely has its DreamWorks charm, just like it with Disney's charm. It doesn't have a sort of reality of the characters or nothing. It just barely gets you entertained. It's like they're trying to make. That'd be like if they made a Shrek series, but instead of starring Shrek, you starring Donkey, which is have his own stand-up comedian like Fozzie Bear's jokes. It doesn't make it funny. It just gets really awkward and weird. Another thing that DreamWorks has gone to mediocre is mainly because I think that DreamWorks might be running ideas for their new movies. Outside of their new movie known as Trolls, which I'm not gonna review it because I'm not gonna see it. It's because I knew that Trolls is gonna be bad, but I look at the reviews, they say that Trolls is getting better, but I just don't believe it. So don't ask me to review Trolls. I'm not gonna see it. It's just gonna be repetitive. Also, not to mention, the movie Trolls they made was based on Trolls. Of course, obviously, you may know about that. And another thing is that, well, with DreamWorks, like I said, they keep running out of ideas without any consistency. It's just so random, but just like how they did with Home, it's so random that you don't get to get into the conflict. It doesn't, and it didn't let you get into the movie spirit. It's like they trying to, but they didn't. I mean, there has some good laughs in it, but didn't have that many laughs. It's just like you don't need to love SpongeBob just because this show was funny, and so that's why the show was a comedy show. But that's how it did with DreamWorks. It's because they mostly keep focused on series instead of movies. That's like I know it's how Jeffrey Katzenberg and Steven Spielberg are supposed to do, like making movies together. But they should have never have that before. I mean, like they did with Veggie Tales, like I said before, was excellent. But I don't think it's a good idea to have them keep doing with series. It just doesn't work. And to